Honorable Chairman, sir, this subject is to share with the views of the Government of India. And we as a party, Trinamool Congress, normally in a mood or intent to extend support to the Ministry of External Affairs and the government's decision when it is related with matter of external affairs. We gauge the situation, we study about the situation, but we are concerned now at this stage also about those students who have come back from Ukraine, especially medical students, and what would be their future. Jaishankarji, last week I met Prime Minister and we had a long talk for more than 20 minutes. I was carrying a letter of Mamata Banerjee, my Chief Minister. There she put some proposals that how these medical students can be replaced. She wanted to absorb them in her own state with some ideas. But while talking, Prime Minister intimated me straightway that I have decided, Government of India has decided to send these students back to Hungary, mainly at Budapest. I said, Prime Minister, that why not you are taking or asking Russian Federation to take them back and to provide them with the seats in the medical institutions. She said it to me, though it is a 1:1 conversation, but on record, I better keep it in front of you, by which you can make some assessment also. That I will not talk to Russia regarding the students in Hungary, though the education cost is little more expensive. But still, my government is taking some decision, and I hope that this problem will be sorted out easily. So I want to know that where the situation actually stands now and what would be the fate of these students. Sir, this Russia-Ukraine war is a continuation since 2014. And Minsk, the capital of Belarus, I had the scope to visit a delegation with Rajiv Rudi and Savant, with Sumitra Mahajan. The team visited Belarus and Ukraine. And this picture floats in front of my eyes. I had my opportunity to visit Eastern Europe when all were within the command of the Soviet Union. At my very early young age, I was with Youth Congress. That time I had been to Czechoslovakia, Hungary, Poland, Romania, East Berlin. So these all sectors, ultimately they were broken up. That Gorbachev issue, Glasnost issue, those are all old issues which I don't want to discuss today. But what I want to mention here, that these two agreements were held at Belarus, capital Minsk, with with Russian Federation and with Ukraine. One was signed and broken in 2014. What was there? It included prisoners exchange, deliveries of humanitarian aid without of heavy weapons. But the agreement quickly broke down in 2014. Again another agreement was signed in possibly 2015. France and Germany mediated. But now I couldn't find from the very beginning, no big country, nothing, no force had taken any initiative to initiate a peace talk in between the two countries. I am not saying about our own country, but any country. NATO's member was Ukraine. NATO is full of the European countries, including USA and Canada also. But none of these countries took any initiative, but we watched the disastrous deaths and the attack of Russia on Ukraine. It was a disastrous matter. The way the war was there was extremely disastrous in nature, painful, both shocking, and no doubt it was heartbreaking. Sir, if I read a small statement that how many civilians died in Ukraine. Nearly 3,000 civilians have been killed or injured. The report is of up to 28 March 2022. This few days I have not that much of well-drafted information. And more than 10 million displaced since Russia invaded Ukraine. And 99 children were killed and 126 were injured. The cost of direct damage to Ukraine's infrastructure amid Russia's ongoing invasion has reached almost an estimated 63 billion, according to an analysis by the Kyiv School of Economics. It is their own assessment of the Ukraine group. That is also of 28 March 2022. The latest analysis shows that as of March 24, at least 4,431 residential buildings, 92 factories and warehouses, 378 institutions of secondary and higher education, 138 healthcare institutions, 12 airports, 7 thermal power plants and hydroelectric power plants have been damaged. So all totaling up to $63 billion. Compared to the previous estimate published on March 17, net growth announced to $3.5 billion according to the KSE Institute. Sir, what I want to mention that we became concerned when the war started. We expected that it will be stopped, but it was not. And naturally, the huge numbers of Indians were allied there with huge tensions. India's responsibility was aimed at evacuating Indian citizens from Ukraine. That was a good step, I appreciate. We marked the statement read by the India's permanent representative at UN Security Council was actually a non-committal statement. That was neither here nor there type statement. This escalation of tension along the border of Ukraine with the Russian Federation is a matter of deep concern. These developments have the potential to undermine peace and security of the region. India's permanent representative to the UN, T.S. Trimurti, said at the UNSC meeting. So, sir, war should be completed. And if on our part any peaceful step is possible to take up, we should try to initiate. Because India-Soviet Union is all out from the very beginning. Since our early ages, we have seen Indo-Soviet Treaty. We are concerned in many issues, at different issues, whether it is in United Nations General Council meeting, UNGA, or whether to apply veto, Russia all along supported us in many issues. So, we can initiate dialogue and give a leadership, yes, in front of the whole world that India is fully concerned with the battle, with the war. This war has pained us. The way the people have lost their lives, it is disastrous and painful, inhuman. So whether India is in a position to make it a complete peace talk initiated, that I want to know.
Thank you.
Our next speaker is there also, Shaukatora, he will speak.
Thanks.
So, sir, I repeat our stand that any stand taken by Government of India so far, external affairs is concerned, we stand by the government wholeheartedly.
Thank you very much.